presentation by Courtney Espinoza, Kate Schneal, and Brian Teft. Pyramids. Pyramids are some of Earth's most majestic structures. From ancient Egypt to the Aztec Empire, they have served as sacred grounds and religious monuments for thousands of years. Not only are pyramids wonderful pieces of architecture, but they are also geometric shapes. Pyramids have their own formulas and functions in the world of math. Today, we will explore what a pyramid is, its impact on society, and its application to mathematics and real life. In mathematical terms, a pyramid is a polyhedron with a polygonal base and triangles for each lateral face that meet at a vertex opposite the base. They are commonly designed with a rectangular base and 4 triangle faces. Pyramids can also have a base with any number of sides. Although it is uncommon in real-world examples, complex pyramids are standard in geometry. Like any other three-dimensional object, pyramids have calculatable volume, mass, and surface area. To find the volume of a pyramid, you need to find the area of the base and multiply by the overall height of the pyramid, and then divide it by 3. In a function, v equals 1/3 of bh, where b is the base area and h is the height. I won't go into detail about mass and surface area, because those formulas are dependent on factors outside of a geometric scope. A history of pyramids in the world. Perhaps the most famous pyramids are the pyramids of the Giza necropolis, located in the Great Cairo area of Egypt. They were built as a burial site for royalty and consisted of sprawling underground tunnels and chambers. The complex was constructed during the 4th dynasty of ancient Egypt and is home to the Pyramid of Khufu, also known as the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Pyramid of Khafre, which is the 2nd largest pyramid, the Pyramid of Menkaura, the smallest pyramid of the 3, and the Great Sphinx. The complex also contains an east and west cemetery, a temple, and many more smaller royal tombs and pyramids. The Great Pyramids of Giza attract almost 15 million tourists each year and have been a subject of study throughout history. These pyramids are truly a sight to behold. Located just 62 miles of the Giza complex, what is believed to be the 2nd oldest pyramid lies in ruin. It is so unrecognizable as a pyramid that it is called El Haram El Kadab, which means pseudo-pyramid. It is thought to be built for the last Egyptian king of the 3rd dynasty, Huni. Construction started originally as an 8-step pyramid, but Huni's successor, Sneferu, filled in the steps with limestone to make it a traditional pyramid. This was a fatal error for the structure though, as it had been designed specifically for the steps to be the outside of the pyramid. It is believed that during a downpour, Sneferu's additions to the pyramid collapsed and made a mound of rubble and sand around the original pyramid. During Napoleon's expedition in 1799, the pyramid only had 3 visible steps. El Lahun was an ancient workman's village located in Fayum, Egypt. It is home to what is now the Pyramid of Lahun. Early archaeologists had a hard time finding the entrance, as most of the discovered pyramids at the time had an east entrance. In contrast, Lahun had a south entrance. It was discovered that the workmen of this town not only constructed the pyramid, but also participated in the funereal procession for the king. In 2009, multiple mummies and brightly covered coffins were found at and around the site of Lahun. This was due in part to researchers feeling that because the site was so large, there were many more discoveries to be made. Almost a year later, Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities announced that it found many more tombs around the area. Across the world, on the Yucatan Peninsula, lies the ancient city of Chichen Itza. It was home to the Mayan peoples from around 8600 to 1200, and is possibly one of the great mythical cities referred to in Mesoamerican literature. The city ruins consist of a ball court, a temple, a sacred sinkhole known as the Sacred Cenote, and even an observatory. It is also home to the Pyramid El Castillo. Dominating the center of the ancient city, El Castillo is a large pyramid with a staircase going from the bottom to the top on each side of the pyramid. At the top of the pyramid sits a temple, one that was presumably used as the center for religious rituals. There are roughly 2 million visitors a year to Chichen Itza. Recently, authorities have closed down the structures after tourist deaths from falling. You are still able to walk around the complex though. The architectural influence that pyramids have had is apparent. This is such the case with the Louvre Museum in Paris. Originally a palace built by King Philip II, the museum is a mainstay of art. It is the most visited museum in the world, with roughly 9.6 million visitors each year. The museum is home to the original Mona Lisa, the Venus de Milo, and many other legendary art pieces. In 1981, newly elected French President François Mitterrand called for an ambitious plan for construction throughout Paris. This plan included a renovation of the Louvre. Famous architect I.M. Pei was chosen to help design the new renovations. Pei is also known for the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and locally for his failed Pei plan of Oklahoma City during the 60s and 70s. While renovations were ongoing before the pyramid, the French public opposed the structure. Some found it highly ruinous and atrocious, while other opponents carried nationalistic overtones due to Pei being of Chinese American descent. It was documented that almost 90% of Paris opposed Pei's design. Nevertheless, Pei and the government continued on with their plans alongside the support of key cultural icons. The new Napoleon Court was unveiled on the 14th of October, 1988, and criticism declined for the pyramid, with only 23% of Parisians opposing it. Today, many people would picture Pei's pyramid in their minds when thinking of the Louvre. The Luxor Hotel and Casino Pyramid sits among a miniature Eiffel Tower, a small version of Lady Liberty, the Bellagio Fountain, and Caesar's Palace. It's one of the many themed hotels and casinos that are scattered throughout Las Vegas. Named after the Egyptian city of Luxor, the hotel has a whopping 4,407 rooms and 442 suites. The hotel was renovated in 1996 for $240 million, and then again in 1998 for $675 million. In July 2007, MGM, the current owners of the Luxor, spent $300 million removing much of the Egyptian theme and renovating the indoor public areas. The Luxor has the biggest atrium in the world in terms of volume at 29 million cubic yards, and has a sky beam at the pyramid's apex that is the strongest beam of light in the world at 42.3 billion candela. The Luxor is an icon in popular culture and is considered a staple piece of 1990s postmodern architecture. Closer to Oklahoma is an NBA arena turned outdoor megastore. The Bass Pro Shop Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee can be viewed from I-40 as you make your way across the Mississippi River and into the city of Memphis. It was home to the University of Memphis Tigers and the NBA's Memphis Grizzlies from its opening in 1991 and from 2001 respectively, until 2004, when both teams moved into the FedEx Forum in downtown Memphis. Because of a contract that the city of Memphis signed with the Grizzlies during the tenure there, no one else was able to use the building without the Grizzlies' permission. This contract led the arena to go dark. After the city had talks on what to do with the arena, Bass Pro Shops had tentative talks with the city of Memphis in 2008. On July 30th, 2010, Bass Pro Shops and the city of Memphis signed a 55-year lease for a megastore inside the pyramid. In addition to the megastore, the current Bass Pro Shops pyramid includes an archery range, a laser tag arena, a 100-room hotel, a shooting range, a bowling alley, and multiple restaurants. From ancient to modern, to geometric to architectural, all the way from Egypt to right here in America, the influence that pyramids have on our life is subtle, but appreciated. The world may never see a more influential shape. No matter who you are, pyramids play a part in your life. This video would not have been possible without sponsors and viewers like you. Thank you for watching.